Hey there, gamer guys and gals. Today we're playing Battle Kid Fortress of Peril. It was developed by Civic Games and it was published by 8-Bit Legit. And you can grab this right now for $9.99, which is a steal for this. It just really feels like an old retro NES game. I feel as if this game was on the NES back then. It would have been a classic. It really gives off a lot of Mega Man vibes, in my opinion. It has a lot of the same traps, like the the blocks that disappear and come back, as well as the mines. It has the same little like shoot 'em up style where you're running through levels, except this is different. It's broke down into rooms, and there's over 550 rooms. And it has a little save point here, which I'll talk about more later. But it pops up a password and shows you how many times you died. And with this, you can also change the difficulty. So the game's really challenging. You can get less health, less deaths, and things like that really umped up the challenge. I would try it on the easiest first because even on that mode, it's kind of tough. The game just has some really cool leveling, really cool traps like the floor breakaway you see here. Gotta be quick to jump to the next one. Just things like that that's really going to test you and it's really going to challenge you. Every little room feels different because there's over 30 different enemy types. There's different traps. There's over 8 bosses. As you defeat each boss, you'll find a checkpoint where you can save, and then you'll have to revisit some of the map over to get to different areas, which I thought was cool because there's like unlockables you can unlock, like a feather that makes you float. There's keys to shoot certain blocks, so you have to revisit areas. I found that there's also some warp zones hidden throughout there, so you have to travel between those as well. You're going to visit a lot of the same places more than once, and it's just really exciting. I thought the bosses were really unique and different. They all have different attack patterns that you have to learn the styles. I'll show you some of those bosses. They're really cool. Some really original ideas. Like I said, different attacks, and they're not super hard on a beginner, but some of the leveling is. But if you wanted to do this on the more difficult modes, I'm sure these would be a lot more challenging. I just had such a blast with this game. It was a lot of fun. I really only had one con. I guess I'll go ahead and jump into that now, since I've said so much good things about the game. Also, I love the music. It's got a really classic, NES style feel to it. I enjoyed it all the way. I enjoyed like all the different songs all the way throughout. It's just a really good game overall. So I don't want the con to sound too negative because I did enjoy the game. I want you to know that before I talk about it. But my major con was the save system. I understand as if you played this on the NES or you played this, I guess you would use MAME or on PC. I understand the password system like that, but on the console, it just doesn't really work, in my opinion. Having to write down a password every single time you get to a checkpoint, it's just really annoying. And with memory on a system, that could have been an easy fix, in my opinion. Especially with all the issues you have on consoles and PCs anymore, with games kicking you to dashboard or stopping. Like, I was really far into this game, like 4 or 5 bosses, and I hadn't written a single password down, and I didn't expect to, have to. I figured it was maybe saving at those checkpoints. I didn't think I'd have to write down every single password. That would be super annoying, and that is the case. It has no save, so if your Xbox kicks off or your Switch, whatever you're playing this on, if you have an issue and it shuts off, you have to start all the way over, play the whole game over. And there's some super challenging areas that'll make you maybe not want to do so. Like there's an area where these mines disappear and come back, and you're going to die a lot there more than likely. Even though the controls are spot on, there's sometimes where there's issues and you mess up and you have to do it all over. And having to start from the very beginning of the game because there's no save, it just kind of sucks, and it kind of was a letdown for me. But don't get me wrong, it's a great game. You can see here it's challenging, and I enjoy that. I like challenging games. I just think they should have had some kind of save, because it's just really annoying to get that far and have to do it all over. See right there, you see that's the save point. When you step on that, it shows you a password. And I know nobody wants to write that down. Even if you're like just taking a picture of it, with your phone or something, nobody wants to keep doing that. You want to sit there and enjoy the game, and not have to worry about stuff like that. It's already a challenge enough as it is. You don't need that kind of challenge as well. But that's my only con. Besides that, I love this game. It really has that classic NES feel, and I guess that password system goes along with that. But when you was playing on Nintendo and stuff like that, you really didn't have the kind of issues that you do now with modern consoles. Like, all the time, my Xbox or my Switch or PlayStation, they just shut off. There's nothing you can do about it. They'll kick you to dashboard, and you have to play it all over again, and that's just not fun. Right here's the mines I was talking about. Like, areas like this are really, really tough, and whenever you have to start from the very beginning, kind of makes you not want to do so. But besides that, though, you're going to love this game. I have nothing negative to say about this game besides that. It's a ton of fun. It really, really does feel like a classic NES title. Like I said, if this was an NES game back in the days of the console, I think it would have been considered a classic. It really has a Mega Man feel. It really does a lot of things unique as well, like not in Mega Man, just things that that are different. It's just a good time. For $10, it's a steal. I covered these guys' other game called Trophy, and I loved it too. I seen it's on Xbox, so hopefully I can grab a copy of that as well and cover it again. I loved playing it on the NES though. It was a blast. I like to see how the Xbox port is, but I'm highly recommending this one. This is one of the better classic modern retro games. It does everything it's meant to do. It does feel like an old NES game, and if you were a fan of the NES, you're gonna enjoy this as well, I think. Especially if you're a fan of Mega Man. It feels a lot like Mega Man, but it does a lot of things unique as well that Mega Man didn't do. So it's something fresh and beautiful in itself. It's a quality game. Don't let my password thing make you think any different. It's definitely worth your time. It's definitely worth your money. I'm giving this one an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's one of the better retro classics this year. Definitely check this one out. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it as much as I did. It really took me back to them old NES days, and I can't wait to jump off here and play it some more. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for support. And until next time, see you in the leaderboards.